and find out why these two guys are running a marathon blindfolded. They'll be in studio just ahead.
Thanks
Welcome
for staying
back.
with us. Sorry about that, I was too eager to read the story, but you go ahead.
It's okay. Welcome back to Singapore tonight. Thank you for staying with us. Now, if you think running a marathon is hard enough, well, two men are taking it a step further. They're going to attempt the Standard Chartered Marathon Singapore 2016, and they're doing it blindfolded.
That's right, Siva and Joe are doing that on the 4th of December to help raise awareness for Global Clinic. That's a non-profit organization that provides medical care to the less fortunate. Both men are not professional marathon runners, but they're taking on the challenge to encourage donations to the Singapore-based charity. Siva and Joe are here to tell us more. Thanks for coming in, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So, gentlemen, the first thing that we want to talk about is why this idea of running blindfolded? I mean, Global Clinic is, they give medical care to underserved communities.
Yes, right.
So why blindfolds?
So, we always like to push the limit on stuff. And I think there's a lot of ways to raise awareness and raise funds. But why not do it in a creative way that will start a conversation? So we really want to start a conversation about the visually impaired. And by doing something blindfolded, like running a half marathon, for that brief period of time, we get to experience the hardships that the people who don't have their sight go through. And I can tell you, we've been training, and it's much tougher than it sounds. To lose one of that key sense, you lose your balance. When you're actually running, you actually get freaked out by sounds that's coming from everywhere. So we felt that it was a really, really good way for us to raise awareness and, more importantly, bring a spotlight to Global Clinic.
Yeah, we're just looking at some pictures of some of the training that the two of you have been doing. and even though you were describing there that it's tough, you make it kind of look easy in a way. I'm sure it's tougher than it looks. Yes. But tell us something about the training. What does that involve?
Well, before this, we do run regularly. So one of the things is really just keeping fit to make sure that we can sustain the race. The next challenge comes in at the fact that we are blindfolded when we are going for a run. So that process is a bit challenging because you are literally entrusting your whole movement, the whole instruction process to an individual. But we are fortunate to have two seasoned blind pacers. They have been doing pacing for the blind for marathons for quite a while. So they are there to guide us, and the process has been quite smooth now. But of course, the bigger challenge will really be running that longer distance and getting used to that pacing, the stride, and the whole idea of being unable to see and really just feeling it.
Right.
So yeah.
So you guys, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and when you run, you get distracted. People run with music. You got lots of things to see. During races, they have stuff at the different checkpoints. But now you're totally blind, and the reason why it looks easy is because we are so focused on the feeling of what the pacer is pulling, on the sounds, and try doing that for 3 hours. It's more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge.
So do you begin to feel like you're relying on different senses?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It gets a bit heightened, which if you are not visually impaired, it's actually quite frightening. But again, the trust we have on our pacers, who are great individuals, it gives you at ease. So you just have to run.
Yeah.
So Joe, you guys launched this campaign of sorts about 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
But I understand you've been training for this. You guys have been training for this run even from before that. How has training been coming along, and what are some of the key things you think you've learned from this whole episode?
Well, I think we've been starting training about 3 to 4 times a week. So the intensity got more and more. The whole idea is really to acclimatize to running first before we really attempt to go blindfolded. So of course, the challenge is balancing between work and literally running and making ourselves ready for the challenge, because what we are putting forward is really, it's not just about us, but really just raising the awareness and making sure that we complete the run and we experience the whole process and we can share with people the whole experience.
Right. So Siva, you mentioned earlier that you're doing this to raise this awareness about how tough it is to be visually impaired, and you're doing this to also bring into focus the NGO that you support, which is called Global Clinic. So tell us a little bit about the work that they're doing.
So Global Clinic is a non-profit organization that is a bunch of doctors based in Singapore that contribute their time, their equipment, and their effort to really impoverish areas around the region. And one of the things that they do a lot is cataract surgeries for these people. So with them giving so much of their personal time and effort, it's actually taken the costs to actually give someone treatment really low. So it takes about $100 to do one cataract surgery, and to us that's fantastic because the money really goes direct to the patient. And we feel that Global Clinic is such a great organization that we wanted to not just do this and raise money, but hopefully people will then know about them and continuously to do it and do stuff like what we do. We wish more people would do stuff like what we do, and we'll start like a movement of sorts.
Right.
Yeah.
To add on to what Siva is saying, I think that not only do they provide surgery, they also require costs to bring the equipment and set up the mobile clinic there. So it's not really just about conducting surgery, but really having enough funds to bring the whole team there. And at the same time, we also want to encourage people to find out more about Global Clinic. Yep. And if they can volunteer to join them in their missions, that would be fantastic.
Right. Okay, so it seems like that race is happening in about a week's time.
Yeah, a week time.
Only got days left.
8
days left for training, and tomorrow you're going long distance as well, isn't it?
Yes.
10 kilometers
We're going 10
for the first time.
Yes.
So we wish you the very best of luck in that pursuit,
so
both of you. And we really look forward to seeing how far you come in that Standard Chartered Marathon. We've been speaking to Siva Shankar and Joe Tan, who will run blindfolded at the Standard Chartered Marathon on the 4th of December, doing their bit for charity and to bring attention to the challenges faced by the visually impaired as well.
Now, if you'd like to support their cause, you can visit the website address that's on the bottom of your screens right now. And you can also find out more information on the good work that Global Clinic is doing at globalclinic.org. Moving on now, we've got the